will be giving us another 15-minute presentation. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
About Aladdin Light version
Yeah.
3, behind the scenes of a major overhaul. Take it away, Mathieu.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Mathieu Baumann. I work at CDS in the Aladdin team, and I'm here today to present you to talk you about Aladdin Light. So, what is Aladdin Light? It's a NIP viewer, a light IP viewer that is very easy to embed for the web. It has been launched in 2013. As of today, it's used in many science platforms such as ESASky, the ESO Science Portal, or the ALMA archive. Originally, it has been based on JavaScript 2D canvas, but now considering new technologies that have emerged and the recent needs from the scientific community, we have made some development in order to improve the visualization and make the user experience better. So here is a little snapshot of what I will present. I just have to mention this work has been done in the frame of the Escape project. So let's go. So before diving into the feature, I just would like to talk a little bit about the new technology that I've been using to make that possible. So the first tech I used is WebAssembly. It's a portable bytecode, member of the World Wide Web Consortium since last year. It's designed for doing high performance applications. And usually you can compile it, but not only, but you compile it from garbage collector free language, such as C++ or Rust. So talking about Rust, this is a language I used, and I like it very much. It's a system programming language comparable to C++. But on top of that, there is some rules during the compilation that prevents you from doing memory leaks. So that's very good. It warns you during the compilation about that. It's the most loved language in Stack Overflow. And it's very easy to compile to WebAssembly because of its library ecosystem, and especially the library WasBinGen, which provide interfacing with JavaScript. So, for example, there is this Rust method add, and you just have to put a decorator on top of it. And with that, you will be able to call that method from JavaScript. And WasBinGen give me access to WebGL, the WebGL API, which give me access to the GPU. So now let's talk of the features that have been implemented. So the first big feature is the support of multiple projection, and especially the whole sky projection. So currently in Aladdin Light, the current version of Aladdin Light, it would have been very difficult to implement this because what it does is it renders tile by tile. So what it does is first it retrieves the pix cells that are in your FOV, field of view. Then it projects these cells on the screen. So this is good for if you are zoom, this is good, but if you want to see the whole projection, you will end up with that. There is a border artifact because tiles at the border of the projection. There are some vertices in those tiles that will be projected on the other side of your screen. And thanks to WebGL, we can use another rendering approach. We can do ray tracing, so pixel by pixel rendering. And this is how it works. So first, we define the space where the projection is valid. So it is the blue ellipse for write-off. Then I get the triangles that are inside that space. So for that, I use a quad tree algorithm. I unproject the vertices of that triangles to get their world position, and I send that only once at starting. I send this to the GPU. And when I want to draw, each time I draw, the GPU will render the pixels in that ellipse. For each pixel, we know it belongs to one triangle, and its world position can be computed by the GPU by interpolation. That is very fast. Then from that world position, we can get the ILPix index where the pixel lies. It's 7. Then we can retrieve the good tile texture corresponding to that number and the good color in that texture. And this is, it looks like that. So I have implemented 6 different projections. So the 8-off, tangential, ortho, arc, and also the Mercator and mole-wide projection. So this is a ray tracing rendering. So now the second big feature I want to talk is on-the-fly tile generation. And for that, we had to support fit style in Aladdin Light. It wasn't the case. And so I implemented a very, very basic fits reader in Rust. It is used when I receive a fit style. So when I receive a fit style, I parse the header to get the keywords, bscale, b0. And then I also get the raw data array that I directly send to the GPU as a one-channel texture. And when I draw, for each pixel in the screen, the GPU first retrieves the value in the texture and normalize it by bscale and b0. I take that result and I map it to a float between 0 and 1. So this adds 2 new cutouts parameters, C0 and C1. And the user can change that to modify the brightness or the details of the image to see more details. And after that, we can, for example, apply a transfer function like square root or logarithm and apply a color map from that result. And thanks to WebGL, it's possible to do additive blending to combine multiple ellipses. So in that slide, I choose to combine the RG and Z band of HSC, and it gives me that result. And I have a little video demonstrating that. So first I loaded the Y band of HSC that I mapped to red, the red color. Then we can change the cuts, increase the max cut to see more details. And then I add the G band that I map to green and the Z band that I map to blue and change the cut as well. Okay. And the last feature I want to talk is the rendering of a medium-sized catalog. So typically when a user wants to draw a catalog, a tab query is made to get the catalog. Then I pass the rows from JavaScript to Rust. I deserialize it to a vector of source object. So for example, a source can contain a position, magnitude, and parallax. Then I sort this vector of sources by their index, by their ILPix index of where the sources are. And from that sorted array, I can build an index array so that it's easy to retrieve all the sources inside a specific ILPixel. So when I draw, I just first get the ILPixels that are inside my view. And for each ILPixel, I just have to query the index array to get all the sources inside that cell. And you can see it's fast. It's constant in time because it's just array accesses, and it's a continuous memory accesses. So it's supposed to be very fast. And thanks to WebGL, we can render that as a heat map. So for each of these sources, I apply a kernel. For kernels that overlaps, I add their color, their grayscale color. And I can map the grayscale value to a color map. So for example, I render the Apogee catalog first as simple white dots. So the source are simple white dots. Then for each source, I apply the kernel and I map a rainbow color map to that. And this gives this beautiful heat map effect. And I have a last video showing that. So this is the Apogee catalog, which has 200,000 sources, and it's overlaid over the Galex FITS image survey. And there is also an equatorial grid. So in conclusion, we have improved the visualization in Aladdin Light by harnessing the power of your GPU. This has been a request from the scientific community, for example, to combine multiple heaps together. There are still many challenges to come. The first one being to continue the development and release a new stable version 3. And I have to say, we won't make any change. We want to preserve the API as much as possible to make the migration easy. Then we can develop a modern UI and a better support for smartphone. So yes, there is a demo link that is the most important. Your feedback is very welcome. That's still a very, very alpha version. It might contain the bug on some platforms. And yeah, your feedback is very welcome. It's very good for us if you test it. And I just have to mention this development will also benefit IPy Aladdin. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mathieu. Fantastic presentation, amazing technology, and great that you are already the second person using Rust in ADAS so far.
Okay.
We had Peter yesterday during his tutorial. He mentioned that he's using Rust for a number of things. And now you with this great work on a fundamental piece of software in astronomy. I'm personally very excited. Also, you're using WASM, which makes me double excited. But you know, I will stop here. Otherwise, this will become a Rust conference. That would be cool. But anyway, we have some questions.
Okay.
So Nico is asking if there are any plans to make a React.js component for Aladdin Light.
Okay, so actually, so we do not, we have made a component, but for Vue.js, so I can send you the GitHub link. For React, we can do that, yes. We just have to dive into the technology because I've learned Vue.js, but I think it's similar, Vue.js, React. So yeah, we can discuss about it, and we can make the development together if you want. Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. Also, there are some questions on Discord as well. So I will be reading them. They're flowing past very fast. But so have you considered exporting Aladdin as modules?
As I said, so we have we made a Vue.js component that embeds Aladdin Light. So and we can do a React component as well to embed Aladdin Light with React application. Yeah. So that's a step. That's the first step towards making a module. Yeah.
Fantastic. Another question. I guess it will be a difficult one to answer, but let's see. What do you think the time for the release of Aladdin Light version 3 would be, more or less?
So I think we have to discuss with the CDS and Thomas because we are doing the work together. What I can say is it's not stable yet. There are still some bugs of portability, but we are working on it. It's under heavy development, and yeah, it will maybe a few months. Yes, I don't want to say a date. We have to see with Thomas, and yeah, but it's just portability bugs, some bugs to fix. It's not a big deal from my point of view. So
thank you so much, Mathieu. It was a fantastic presentation, fantastic tool, and myself, I'm still very happy about Rust. Sorry, folks.